Bet you decorating the tree today. Got all our special Christmas ornaments.
Hey, it's that one thing that we put there.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to change it.
No. Bubby and Sissy aren't here. It's the first time Bit has just decorated the tree with Mommy, but that's okay.
If you're the third child in a family, and your brother and sister are really
I'm watching Snoopy.
I wonder if it's possible
Christmas.
for a child to develop an immunity to all the bad things that happen in the
We get to put more on because of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, and we even have these ones.
Yeah.
Can I get them now?
Yeah, go ahead and open them.
Oh, come on.
There are Disney decorations.
Well, mine do it.
Okay. There we go. Look at those pretty decorations. There's little Bubby. There's Bubby.
So why don't you put on this anyways, though? Not next to that.
That's my ornament with baby Shay. And then on the back. Alright guys, so we're celebrating our holidays just with us. Me, Bit, and Sean. You know, Skylar with the baby can't come home. Sari has an internship, so we're going to go to Disneyland. And we're super excited for that. So I probably won't be doing any videos until after Christmas. I'll do my vacation video, our Disneyland video. And so if I put any videos up before Christmas, they're going to be ones I have that I did like towards the end of the fall that I hadn't got around to editing. So, but yeah, Merry Christmas, guys, and we're going to go do our vacation and have fun, huh? Oh, so Shandon, the last time I'll have to show you. Let me just show you.
I'll see if I can find one.
Let me show you. So, here's the deal. This is the photo. This is the Shandon's first trip to Disneyland and the last. And this is it. This is the photo we have. And he has like a very painful smile there. So he had just gotten sick. Like literally, this is this photo pretty much marks the beginning of everything, because I mean he was doing odd behaviors and it just kept on getting worse and worse, and we didn't know what the heck was going on. And we did this trip. I don't even know what we were thinking, but maybe at the time it was because like we just thought it was just, we didn't know why he was behaving the way he was doing. You know, he was hallucinating. He was having we didn't know what catatonia was at the time. We didn't know what panda was. We didn't know like why all of a sudden he was doing all these vocal tics, and he has like he was having like autism regression, and like Disneyland just made it worse. It made it so much worse. Like the behaviors got worse after that. You know, probably all the noise and the crowds and everything, and just like him not knowing what's going on with himself, and then us not knowing what the deal was. Needless to say, it was not the best of times, but there was some times where he had, there were a few good moments, of course, like when we went to the Blue Bayou restaurant. It was very quiet and peaceful, and he loved it. Well, as best as he could be at the time. Like he had a lucid moment at that, when everything calmed down. He was able.
All my stuff now.
He was able to relax.
Get rid of that part, please.
Okay.
What I just said.
Okay.
This is not one of my stuff, and I just want.
All right. So he wants breakfast so he can finish decorating the tree. So we're having steak and eggs this morning, huh?
I'm going to put a little bit of stuff on it, and I'm going, like, for now I'm going to put a little bit of stuff on more.
Okay. And then
we're going to keep on doing it during these 3 something.
Oh, okay. So the next 3 days he's gonna decorate slowly. Every day he's gonna put on a few.
Like,
that's his plan. So normally when Bubby and Sissy are here, we do it in one day, but no, he wants to prolong it.
You're gonna help me put the stuff on.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's one of the things, you know how we redid all the holidays for him, because as he started getting better, after the treatment, he started, like, he has no memory. Like, he really just doesn't have much memory of anything. He's like in a walking coma for years. Anyways, so we redid all the holidays, and we redid his birthdays, and we just tried to make up for lost time. Well, this is one of the trips he's been wanting to redo. He's been asking to redo. So, this is a perfect opportunity. My poor baby. He just, like, he has such a struggling face here. I don't know if, you know your own children's looks, but his eyes were red, and I don't know. Right here, your eyes were like red and bloodshot.
Why?
Because you were trying to have a good time, but that's when you were sick, when you first got sick, and you just didn't know what the heck is going on.
Don't do that.
I know. Anyways, we're redoing it, and we're taking Bit to Disneyland again, and this time, which was cool for him, is that they have something called a DAS pass. It's like a disability access pass. Lines are hard for him, like really hard for him. So,
why?
Because you just don't like people being too close to him. He doesn't like.
What is that stuff I just look at?
Nothing.
What is it?
Oh, that's Christmas.
I've looked at it a little bit.
No, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. I didn't look at anything.
No, the Christmas gifts. You didn't see nothing. Don't worry.
So you're not gonna tell me if it's for me?
No, it's not for you. It's for me.
Oh, good. Could be for anybody.
Yeah.
What?
So being close to people is a hard thing for him. So me and Sean have to create space.
You can get rid of that part too.
Yes.
I don't want me to be.
I know. So we have to create space. So like, I will. That's one of the questions his nurse asked. Like, is he going to be able to do it? And I'm like, yeah, because we went to Universal and we went to Disneyland, and we have practice now in how to get through those lines, and we were able to use the disability passes for all of them, and it's just so helpful, because the line, the time in the line is short. So, he has enough. Okay, I don't want to keep on skipping. So we create space, right? So Sean will be against the stranger, and Shannon will be between us, and I'll be blocking another stranger. So it helps. It's very helpful, because he doesn't want to be touched by people he doesn't know, or sit by people he doesn't know. And then, so, he has, one of his main things he has is tics, like OCD, Tourettic OCD, which is called, it's like just right OCD. There's no reason for it. It's just a feeling he has. That's why it's Tourette's. So, anyways, before he does stuff, he does vocal tics or movements for repetitive movements before he can do things. So leaving the house takes hours. But we're out in the public, he has to exercise so much control over these impulses, these tics, to be able to function. And so when we're in the line, he's the whole time with all the stimulus going on, and all the people and the crowds, and it increases his tics. But he needs to be able to get on that ride. Can't take 5 minutes to get on the ride. So the whole time in the line, he's preparing, doing what he feels he needs to do to be able to transition. Is all about transitions. Transition onto the ride. Anyways, if we're in the line too long, it would increase his anxiety, increase his tics, and and he may not even be able to get on the ride. So that's why this passes stuff is so good for him, and it's very helpful. It's such a relief, because it makes it so much more enjoyable for him. And anyways, he's concentrating so hard on to just be able to, you know, enjoy himself and try to relax. Yeah, I'm gonna get your food right now while I'm talking. He wants breakfast and relax and stuff. So yeah, it's very difficult for him. Like, he basically, like, he can't do anything for himself. That's like huge thing. Like, to control, like, for him to even get through a day, if he did, because he has to do a tick before he does anything, he would never be able to get anything done. So that's why he needs help a lot. Anyways, so what was I saying? Let's make some breakfast. Anyways, yeah, so it's like, it's really difficult for him to, like, concentrate and be able to, you know, like, enjoy himself. So the DAS pass is perfect. All the passes at the amusement park has been so helpful. I'm glad they exist. So yeah, that's what we plan on doing, and we're redoing it for him. It's perfect time because Bubby and Sissy are not able to be home, which is my very first time without my kids. So it'll be fun for us to all go to Disneyland and have a good holiday. You know, also, one more thing is, when I was 14, we took, or 15, Sean went with us when we were just dating, with me and my family, to Disneyland. And I forget about this, but the first time we went out to dinner, like to a restaurant, was at the Blue Bayou. I always think that our very first date, because I wasn't allowed to date until I was 16, my mom had planned, you know, as a surprise with Sean, to take me to Olive Garden for my first date. So a week after I turned 16, that, you know, Sean took me to Olive Garden on my first day. I was so excited to be able to leave the house, because until then, Sean had to come to our house every single day for dinner. That's just how it was. I couldn't leave anywhere with him. He had to come, you know, he had to come to my house to hang out. So it was my first time to be able to leave, and that was Olive Garden. But, and that's considered a first date, but technically at Disneyland was, because when we went to Disneyland, I was able to go, me and Sean go on the rides all by ourselves. And back then, you had to, you know, we had no cell phones, so we would just meet up, like, at a time. Like, my parents would say, okay, meet back here at 12, and so we would do what we want, check in at a meeting point at 12 o'clock, and then go back, and they say, oh, meet us for dinner at 5, or wherever. So that's how it was, you know, you just meet up at a certain time. But while we were off on our own, we went to Blue Bayou, and that is actually technically our very first date. And it was so lovely. That's why I have to go. And so I got reservations, and it's just a good memory, and it'll be nice for Shannon because it's super peaceful. I got two-day reservations. I was very lucky. Yeah, and then, so let me show you pictures really fast. Sorry, before I can show you the picture, I have to finish cooking his food. So he's having steak and eggs for breakfast. It's all bit has a meat and an egg, usually. Anyways, so I was saying, transitions are the most difficult for Bit, every transition. So that's what makes it very hard for him to get through the days and be able to function, is to get through every transition. Like, the Triadic OCD is like super hindrance, like just it's very disabling. But anyways, you all know that. Shannon doesn't like me to put much of it on, like, he doesn't want me to, like, you know, put him on blast. You know, so, but that's a description and what he has to go through. That's good steak. So his nurse asked me, you know, is he going to be able to do it? His IBIG nurse. And I'm like, yeah, because we have practice at Universal Studios and Legoland. He's able to control it enough so he can get on those rides in a timely fashion, you know, because he really wants to do it. So yeah, and then me and Sean help him out by, you know, planning ahead for him, creating space for him. Like Disneyland has these bands, these magic bands. He won't even be able to use that. We have to do it for him. I'm gonna try to see if he can tap it. Just putting his hand up on that thing, it's like you tap it in, like it's like to scan in on the rides. You can use your phone, but he wouldn't be able to do that just because he's concentrating so much on trying to even get in that line and get on the ride. Like, he would not be able to do that. The only thing he's able to really do for himself is eat his food. So he can't change the TV. He can walk. He might be able to open a door, but it takes a long time. It just takes him a very long time. Anyways, he can walk and eat, and pretty much everything else you have to help him with because it's just so hard. The ticks get in the way. So, but we don't put much of that on film. Anyways, this is a chance for him to redo it, have fun, for us to have fun. I think his meal's done. You know, I have some biscuits and gravy I'll add on there. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Now we're done. There's his food. So, yeah, another challenge is he still has catatonic spells, and so we have to watch out for those. So anxiety and stuff can bring that on. So, but he'll be fine. He'll have fun. Alright, let me give him his, I'm eating the steak as I talk. Let me give him his breakfast here. Then I'll show you some pictures from when me and Sean went to Disneyland. Oh, and then I took my kids, Sarah and Skylar, to Disneyland. Here you go, Bit. Here's your breakfast, and here's like, he's got from our tree, pomegranates. Got your medicine here. Oh, I'll get your coffee.
Good.
I almost forgot his coffee. Alright, so where, oh yeah, so I took Sarah and Skylar when they were little to Disneyland, and we also went to the Blue Bayou to eat with them. So, tradition now. But, yeah, they were like 5. Skylar was like 5. Sarah was like 3.5 when we went. And that was so fun because it was at Christmas time. And, it was, you know, that's why I'm excited, because it's Christmas time. Because it was just after Christmas, actually, when we took them. And back then, there was no internet or anything. And I was able to use my grandpa's, my grandma got me a military discount, because we had no money. So, my mom helped me pay for the tickets, but my grandma got me a military discount because my grandpa was, you know, in the military, but he passed away. But anyways, she still was able to get tickets. Back then, you could do that and not have the person show up with you, you know. So she was able to buy us a one-day ticket for discount, okay. And we were just gonna go one day, and then we stayed at the Motel 6. Got reservations at the Motel 6 around there, and then we never ate on park back then, except for the Blue Bayou that one time. But everyone goes off park back then because the food was not good. So we go to like Denny's or something to eat. So that was a plan. Very inexpensive. And then, let's see. Getting distracted here. What else? Oh, so we went. Oh, and there was nobody. Absolutely. We had the whole park to ourselves. So we went there, though. And I thought it was going to be, I didn't know the times changed. I didn't even know what time it opened. We didn't have internet back then. So I just assumed it opened really early at 7. So we went at 7 in the morning and sat there and waited. And the park didn't open till like 9. Like way later. Maybe, it seems so much later. We were there at like 6:30. We weren't even there at 7. We were at 6:30. Anyways, so it was just me and Sean, nobody else, for hours sitting there waiting to get in. And one of the a person, she was one of the Imagineer people, and she kept on walking back and forth, and she said, "Your kids are so good." Like she noticed that they were just sitting there for hours waiting to go into Disneyland, and she goes, "They are so good." And I was like, "Thank you so much." My kids made me proud. And she goes, I'm an Imagineer. Like I decorate. She was a painter there. She was busy making. Forgive me, but I don't even know how important that was. But she was busy like making the rides. The details of the rides and stuff. But she said, "Because your kids are so good, how about I let you guys in the park for free?" And so we were like, "Oh my gosh, that would be so great." And so like she goes, "Meet me back here right before park opening, and I'll let you guys in." And so we just stayed there, waited for her, and she, like, all the people started arriving, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, is she not going to show up?" But then she showed up, and she said, "Come on," and she let me and my husband and my 2 youngest kids in for free. And so I was able to go a second day, because we were only able to afford 1-day ticket. So we used our 1-day ticket for the next day. Isn't that such a great story? But there was nobody, absolutely nobody in the park. Like, nobody. We had 2 days of nobody in the park. Like, there was no waits. There was no such thing as fast passes. There was no such thing as any of that. We were just walking on rides. And my daughter was too short for one of the rides. But I put her big... Yeah, Sari was too small for one of the rides. And I had to put her taller shoes on. And then she was... I had her like tippy toe. The next day I put taller shoes on her, but at that time I had her tippy toe and she made height. So anyways, it was such a great time. But yeah, there was no social media. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't... Maybe...
What time are you talking about?
When Sari and Skylar were little. When Bubby and Sissy were little, there was like nobody in the park. It was just amazing. Amazing. So, I wish it was like that.
I probably wasn't really around.
You weren't born yet, but you would have had a good time, too, All right. So, let's get here.
3 times that we gone.
Yes.
That was like 3 when we first gone or something?
No, you weren't.
5.
You didn't come. You were in my tummy.
One time you have to,
okay.
Like, have me to one of those things, like when I was...
Yeah, we took you to, like, I think it was more, what you remember is the zoo carnival fair.
You're saying we didn't... Can you say the place?
Disneyland.
You're saying we didn't gone when I was like 5 or something? That the first time wasn't fine or something?
Oh, yeah. We went when you were 5. You're fine.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put that way.
Yeah. But it was the last time that I took you.
Was the 2 time probably?
Yeah. So Bit wants his very first time.
Okay, so which one was it that we gone?
But you were 13.
No.
You were 12 maybe. You were
5.
12.
When I was 5.
When you were 5?
The first, well, which one was it?
It was
There's 2 of those things.
It was the zoo carnival that you remember, going on the worms and stuff. That's what you remember.
I want to know.
The fairground.
Yeah, well, those 2. Tell me.
Yeah, the zoo carnival and the fairground.
Just tell me the 2.
That is the 2.
No, I want to know, like, no, I mean, like, the thing that we're going now.
Disneyland.
There's 2.
And the carnival.
I want to know 2.
The Disneyland and the zoo carnival.
No, not that thing. I know that one.
Okay, Bit won't say names. He won't name stuff, even though he can. His tick won't allow him to name anything.
Just take that.
He makes me guess. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so a little bit here won't say the dang name, and it was Disney World. He wanted me to say Disneyland and Disney World.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't want you to.
Oh.
If you didn't know what the last part is, couldn't you just said so?
I didn't know what you're talking about. Sometimes
so we
I
didn't
have a
go
hard
there
time.
at all.
Yes, no.
So we're going the same one. And
Yes.
This will be the 3rd time that we're going. For.
Yes. Sometimes I just don't know what he's trying to get me to say. So it was Disney World. He wanted me to say Disneyland and Disney World. We've never been to Disney World, ever.
So I kind of want you to say that so I know if we did gone there.
Yeah, no. So we never gone to Disney World, and we're going to Disneyland. There. I said it. You take your medicine.
I sort of usually don't say things that I know is things that you should probably get into. It's something that I don't say things that you wouldn't normally.
Well, I'm just sorry that I couldn't guess. It just took me a while. It took me a good 10 minutes to figure out what he wanted. Okay.
Probably 5. It'd probably take another 5.
5 minutes. Yeah. So, but yeah, you've only been the one time.
To where?
Disneyland. You've never been to Disney World.
Yes. Well, it was a long time ago.
Yes.
It was like 5, and then.
He wants to believe he was 5. He probably thinks that because he doesn't remember the last time. So he was really little.
I don't know. You said we didn't go on when I was 5. I don't really know.
Yes. Yes.
Because you guys.
I'll be serious, Charlie Brown. No, I won't.
Mike.
I'm going to stop
Yes. All right.
Hold on. Like, put that there.
Oh, he's got to talk about everything before he touches it.
I want to know where did we go?
We
When I
went
was 5.
when you were 5. We went to the zoo, amusement park, and then we went to the fair. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk about our food here, and then I'll show you those pictures. Is to talk about everything before you eat. That's just his thing. So yeah, his talk about is saying, like, doing ticks and stuff, and saying words or repetitive things that he needs to do before he'll do any transition or anything or touch anything. It makes things a little bit more difficult. So there you go. Okay, it's 10 seconds. Should be warm again. Takes a while for him to eat, so I always have to reheat the food. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go. Is it like that? Was it sitting like that?
It was not.
Like that. Sitting like that then.
No.
This way?
You,
Sorry, I don't remember. It was this. Oh no, it was this way. I'll turn it this way. There you go.
well,
There.
that was like there.
Oh, the fork was over here? Okay.
It's fine. You probably won't. Now, what can we look at?
Well, I'll put a movie on in just 1 second. Alright, so let me show you the pictures. A bit settled, he's eating now, and show you the pictures. So, as time, oh, there's a lot of fans in here. As time goes on, it gets, he gets more anxious, and his tics will increase, and you know, his behaviors increase. And his tics change too. Like all of a sudden he won't be able to do something. Like right now he can't say words. He won't name anything. It's a little bit difficult to know what he's talking about sometimes. There we go. Yeah, so his tics change, and now his new one is he won't name things, and so it's a little bit difficult to, it takes even longer because I have to guess what he wants. So, alright. Let me show you pictures anyways. So let's see. Okay, here's our, look at, you can see how there's nobody in the background right here. There's absolutely nobody there. And it's my collage of Disney. But look at, this is when there was just cement. Yeah, this is nobody in the background. So we went to Mickey's Kitchen, Goofy's Kitchen or whatever, to eat. Look how little they were. I have to find the photos in my photo album, but these are the 3 photos I have on my wall from Disneyland. But yeah, there's so we went to Goofy's Kitchen, and we were just walking around. Yeah, but there was nobody. Look at, nobody behind us. Nobody at all. Yeah. So we couldn't afford it. It was so expensive, but they let us, me and Sean, go in without buying food, and they let Shandon or Skylar and Sarah share a plate, so it was only $50. But that was because, like, probably because nobody was there. So here, I'll show you. Here, okay, so let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Look at. There's Sean when he was young. Where's my Disney pictures? Here we go. Here we go. Look, I have my little keepsake. July 3rd, 1993 is when we went. Disneyland passport. I saved everything. It says Sean and Stacy, July 4th, 1993, Disneyland. Look at that. I got him a Mickey, or he. So my parents, so funny. He spent his money on me, even though my parents hosted, and he came with my family. He bought me everything because my parents couldn't give me any money. So he, and you know, back then we also ate off property, and we stayed at the Motel 6. And, you know, you did it the cheap way. You bring your own food in. But he paid for, like, everything. Souvenirs, the hats. He got those Mickey Mouse hats, dinner, all my food. See, there's a hotel we stayed at. Motel, wherever that was at. But that's, pretty sure it was Motel 6. Could have been wrong. But, let's see. Oh, the Chip and Dale. Look at that photo. I'm trying to keep the glare off because I can't take him out. There we go. Chip and Dale. And I was in a car. I only had my camera, so pretty much it was, this is like my very first selfie. Trying to get us in the camera together. That's interesting. Sean had no shirt on in the Disneyland parking lot. Huh? I wonder why. Aww. It's easier to do this than take photos of them digitally. I think that's one of my favorite ones right here. Oh no, I think this was my favorite one right here. I think this is it. You can see the is it the Matterhorn in the background? Huh. I did not like those shorts. I don't know why I wore them. Yeah, that's Disneyland. Me and Sean's first trip together. They did silhouettes. I'll show you really fast. We went to prom. There's my best friend Joey and Leanne seeing me off to prom. But yeah, me and Sean, we went to prom like right before. I guess these photos were next to it, so. Anyways, yeah. And then pictures of the snow 1991. Went to the snow together with my family. Michael Jordan, baggy pants, hat. Those are snow pants. Yeah, so, and then, but yeah, when I took Sarah and Skylar, there was like nobody. I have more photos. It's so hard to get into them. Alright, I found them. I found them. You know, I like to do slideshows at the end of my stuff, but sometimes it's just a little hard to upload things. So yeah, so here's, look at, like in the background you'll see like absolutely no people because there's nobody.
Hey mommy, I want my thing on now.
Alright, I'm almost done showing photos. Look at my babies. Hey, my babies. But yeah, look at. Sarah remembers this. She says she remembers petting Goofy's or Pluto's tongue. Oh yeah, there it is. There she's petting his tongue, huh? That's so funny. This is when we went to Goofy's kitchen. Like I said, it was super cool. They only made us, charged us for one meal, and me and Sean just didn't eat. And just let them split it, and they gave us free cup of drinks. I don't know, maybe she was 3 and he was 4, I'm thinking. There's our little Motel 6. Doesn't matter, we're like, it's a bed. It's a bed. That's the Jungle House. The tree house that is now, they redid it, but this was Jungle Book. They loved it. Kind of Swiss Family Robinson now, but the Jungle Book, my kids loved it. See, look it. I mean, there's some people in the background right here, but like really nobody. I'm having to go through all the photos now that I got the book out. Sorry, guys. Tigger. We rented the stroller there because, you know, little kids have a hard time walking. So I rented a couple of them. Or no, we only rented one, I think. And then they took turns riding. Because little feet got tired. Look at the castle. Here I'm telling you, look at. There's nobody there. When do you get a picture like that? Jungle treehouse. I love that treehouse. Yeah, that's all the photos of that. And then next trip was we took Bit, and we have a few photos of that. I might add them to the end of, because those are on digital already. So I'll add those ones to the end of my Disneyland trip. But yeah, guys, so that's that, and we're gonna be going on vacation, and we're gonna have a good time, and Shandon can't wait. Like, he's doing really, really good. Bit's doing super good. You know, there's things he has to handle his entire life, and this is how it's just gonna be. But the IVIG treatments keep him from having any more regressions or slipping back into catatonia, and keep him talking, and he's improving little by little. So, but yeah, the other things that he deals with, there's quite a few. It's just how it is. But he's living his best life, and we're gonna have fun, and that's that. So we'll just talk to you after Christmas, and maybe after New Year's, because I got a lot of family time to do, and I'll edit our video and our trip, and we're going for a few days, so it'll be fun. We're gonna we're staying at the Disneyland Hotel. It's my very first time. I can't wait. I'm so excited that we get early entry, so that'll help. Everything will help, you know. Every little thing's gonna help with I'm in the hallway here. Every little thing's gonna help with Bit, huh? Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get Bit's Christmas movies going, and we'll just talk to you later. Peace.